Hello students, in the previous video we discussed on carbohydrate and its classification. Now in this video we are going to discuss one of the example of carbohydrate in detail, that is glucose. Let us see what are glucose. Glucose is a type of sugar. It is a monosaccharide. It is an aldohexose. It gives energy. It produced by plants and it mainly found in fruits. These are the topic we have already discussed in the previous video. Now let us start the detail of glucose. First start with preparation. Preparation of glucose. Let us check what are the methods of preparation of glucose. The first method, it's a laboratory method of preparation. Here, the cane sugar undergoes hydrolysis to give rise to glucose and fructose. Cane sugar is actually sucrose, which on hydrolysis in the presence of acid gives glucose and fructose. Let us check what is the next method. The next method of preparation is on the commercial scale, that is on a large scale. How we can prepare glucose? By the hydrolysis of starch. Starch, we know that it is a polysaccharide, that means a polymer, which on hydrolysis in the given set of conditions, it gives rise to n numbers of glucose. Let us discuss its structure. We know that the molecular formula of glucose is C6H12O6 and its molecular mass is 180. Now, in order to determine the structure of glucose, some evidences are there. Using these evidences, scientists had confirmed the structure of glucose. So let us check what are the evidences. These evidences are actually some of the chemical reaction. So the chemical reaction to determine the structure of glucose we have to discuss, which gives an indication about structure of glucose. Let us check the first. The first one is reaction with HI. HI, when we treat glucose with HI, the product form is N-hexane. N-hexane. Hexane means 6 carbons. That means here there is 6 carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the product formed is 6 carbon hydrocarbon, that is hexane, and all the carbon atoms are linked in a chain. That means there is no branching here. Because of this only, we can confirm that the glucose molecule also made up of 6 carbon and all the carbon atoms in the glucose molecule are in a chain, not in branching. That means there is no branching in glucose molecule. All the carbon atoms, that is 6 carbon atoms, are linked in a chain. So this is the evidences which is given according to the reaction with HI. The second is the reaction with hydroxylamine. Hydroxylamine, the formula for hydroxylamine is NH2OH, that is hydroxylamine. Now what happens when the glucose react with hydroxyamine? The product formed is glucose oxime. Here let us check the two structure here. In this structure, what is the change actually here? The carbonyl group, that is C double bond O, is changed into C double bond NOH. This is one of the reaction in organic. Now here the C double bond O get changed into C double bond NOH. That means what this reaction indicates? This reaction indicate that the glucose molecule consists of a carbonyl group. So this the one of the evidences which shows the presence of carbonyl group, that is C double bond O in the glucose molecule. Now let us check the next reaction with HCN. Here also the product formed in that the C double bond O is changed into C triple bond N, that means cyanide group. And here this reaction also shows the presence of carbonyl group in the structure of glucose. So these two evidences, that is reaction with hydroxylamine and the reaction with HCN, shows the presence of a carbonyl group in the structure of glucose. Next is the reaction with bromine water. Bromine water is a mild oxidizing agent. That means the oxidizing agent here, it helps in the oxidation. Here what happens? The aldehyde group on oxidation, it get converted into acidic group COOH. So what is the function of a oxidizing agent here? It oxidizes the aldehyde into acid here. Now let us check the reaction here. In this reaction, the aldehyde group which is present in the glucose is changed into acidic COOH. That means CHO is converted into COOH. That is, oxidation is taking place, and this oxidation takes place in the presence of oxidizing agent. And which is the oxidizing agent used here? That is the bromine water. And it is a mild oxidizing agent, not a stronger one. So it indicate the presence of a aldehyde group in glucose molecule. The next, this shows the presence of aldehyde group, and the product formed is called as gluconoic acid. Now next reaction is called as acetylation. Acetylation means the H hydrogen of alcoholic group. This is hydrogen of alcoholic group. Here also one hydrogen there, one hydrogen here, here, here. So in the structure, whichever alcoholic groups are there, the hydrogen of that alcoholic group is replaced by acetate, that is acetyl group, CH3CO group. You can check the structure here. The H of this H is replaced by COCH3. This H is replaced by COCH3. This is called as acetylation. So what it shows? What it shows that the product formed here have total 5 acetate groups are here. That shows that the presence of 5 OH groups here. OH group means hydroxyl group. So the presence of a 5 hydroxyl group is confirmed by this reaction, and this reaction is called as acetylation reaction. So it confirmed the presence of, you can check, it confirmed the presence of 5 OH groups, that is 5 alcoholic group are present in a glucose molecule because of the formation of glucose pentaacetate. We can confirm the presence of these 5 OH groups. Let us check the next reaction, that is oxidation with strong oxidizing agent. Here the strong oxidizing agent HNO3, that is nitric acid, is used as a strong oxidizing agent. Now what happened? I told you oxidizing agents will convert aldehyde into acid, COOH. The oxidizing agent help in the oxidation of aldehyde. The aldehyde group on oxidation gives acid. Even the alcoholic group, that is CH2OH, the alcoholic group can also be converted into acidic group. But for the second case, second oxidation, a strong oxidizing agent is needed. So here in this reaction, we can check in this reaction, the aldehyde group is converted into, this is the aldehyde group. The aldehyde group is converted into acidic group because oxidation is taking place, which we have already discussed in the reaction with bromine water. That is, oxidation is taking place. But for that process, only the mild oxidizing agent is enough. But in order to convert this group, that is CH2OH, alcoholic group, into acid, strong oxidizing agent is needed. So when we are using strong oxidizing agent like nitric acid, what it is found that both the aldehyde group and the phenolic group get converted into acidic group. That means oxidation is taking place, and only in the presence of strong oxidizing agent the alcoholic group get converted into acid. So what it shows? It shows that glucose molecule have one of the alcoholic group is present, that is primary alcoholic group is present, which can be converted into acidic group using strong oxidizing agent. So the presence of primary alcoholic group is confirmed. So this reaction shows the presence of primary alcoholic group, that is 1 degree alcoholic group. And what is the name given to the product form here? That is stearic acid. So all these evidences shows the presence of one aldehyde group, presence of 5 OH groups. From this, one OH group is 1 degree alcohol, and other four OH is 2 degree alcohol. This is 2 degree alcohol, that is 4 OH are 2 degree alcohol, and one alcoholic group is the primary alcoholic group, that is called as 1 degree. So let us see the structure of glucose here. So what we have confirmed here, that glucose molecule have 6 number of carbon atom. Let us count the number of carbon atom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So total 6 number of carbon atoms are there. All these carbon atoms are in one chain. So when you are representing this structure, write it in one chain. And the first carbon, this is called as first carbon because the first carbon, the functional group is aldehyde group. So that carbon should be given as number first. This is the second carbon, third. Sorry. This is the fourth carbon, fifth carbon, and the sixth carbon. So all the 6 carbon atoms are in one chain. The first carbon atom have aldehyde group, and the last carbon atom have primary alcoholic group. Okay, you can check the valency of each carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4. So total 4 valency, and one side there is H, the other side OH. OH, H, H, OH, H, OH and CH2OH. Now how we can learn the structure easily? So let us, I am making here. You need to also draw in the same way because it is a optically active molecule. So the position of OH and H plays a very important role here. So therefore you have to keep the position of OH and H in a right place. So let us discuss how we can draw it, the structure. First of all, we can keep first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon, sixth carbon. Now we know that all are in a chain. Therefore, keep a single bond on each. Now the first carbon is an aldehyde group and the last carbon is a primary alcoholic group. So this much clear. 6 carbon we have to draw vertically and first carbon we have to keep aldehyde, that is CHO. The last carbon we have to keep, that is primary alcoholic group CH2OH. Now how to keep the position of OH and H? I told you the position of H and OH is quite important here because of the optical activity of this. Now let us find out how to remember the structure of glucose very easily. Now count it from here. First carbon, second carbon, third carbon. Now on the third carbon, on the right hand side, this is the right side and this one is the left side. On the right hand side you have to keep H and rest of the all side, on the same side, that is the right hand side, we have to keep OH, that is OH, OH. Clear this one? How we can easily remember the structure of a glucose? First 6 carbon you have need to write vertically. The first carbon aldehyde, second carbon primary alcohol. 1, 2, 3. On the third carbon you have to keep H, that is hydrogen on the right side and rest of the all carbon atom having OH on the right side. Now whatever is on the right side, the left side will be on opposite of that, that is OH. If it is here will be H. H is on the side, H is on the side, therefore in the side there will be OH. OH is on the side, so the side there will be H. OH is on the side, therefore H will be on this side. So in this way we can easily remember the structure and we can easily draw the structure of glucose if you learn in this way. So once again I will tell how to write the structure of glucose. It's quite very important because after learning this only we can easily learn the next structures. So once again I will tell you, you need to keep 6 carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Instead of keeping the carbon numbers, if you want you can keep just line here. And the first one is aldehyde. This is the first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon, sixth carbon. Sixth carbon we can keep CH2OH. Now what I told you, you need to count from the top, that is the first carbon. 1, 2, 3. This is the third carbon. On the third carbon right side H and the other all are OH. Now what I told you, if it is OH on the right side, on the left side there will be H. H is on the right side, therefore OH on the side. OH is on the side, H will be here, OH here, H here. So this is the structure for glucose molecule, the open chain structure of glucose molecule. So by this we can easily make the structure of glucose, and I told you it is very important to learn the structure easily. Now let us discuss more about the structure of glucose. Structure of glucose. So what we have concluded from the evidences that glucose consists of 6 carbon atom and all carbon atoms are in chain. There is one aldehyde group, that is CHO, one primary hydroxyl group and 4 secondary hydroxyl groups are present. Glucose molecule, I told you, it is an optically active molecule. That means it can rotate the plane of polarized light. And such molecules which can rotate the plane of polarized light is called as optically active. And it has 4 asymmetric carbon. So let us discuss about these in our next session. In the next picture. So carbon atom have number of asymmetric carbon is 4. Now what is asymmetric carbon atom? We know that carbon atom is a tetravalent. That means the carbon atom have 4 valency, and if all the 4 valency is satisfied by different groups. Here I have taken different group. Let A is one group, B is a group, C is another group, D is another group. If all the 4 are different group, then this carbon is called as asymmetric carbon. And the molecule having asymmetric carbon shows the optical activity. Now let us take one example. Let us take one molecule. Here I am keeping H. Here it is CH3. Here it is Cl. And here it is C2H5. Now let us check, is it an optically active molecule or is any asymmetric carbon atom is present? Here there is one carbon atom, but this carbon atom is linked with 3 hydrogen. So this will not be a asymmetric. Here 2 carbons are there, and in all that on both the 2 carbon atom, therefore number of groups are similar, that is H is there. It cannot be asymmetric. But this carbon atom, one of the group is H, one of the group here Cl, it is CH3, C2H5. That means all the 4, this, all 4 are the different groups. Therefore this compound is called as asymmetric compound having asymmetric carbon atom, and it shows optical activity. So in the structure of glucose, there are 4 asymmetric carbons are there. Therefore it is optically active molecule. Emil Fischer has given a projection formula which is widely used to represent the structure of carbohydrate. We need to discuss this point also. The lowest asymmetric carbon of the glucose is the 5th carbon atom. Let us perform an activity here. Here I am performing this activity through a demonstration. Here in this we need to use, this is plane of polarized light. A plane of polarized light is made to pass through a sample. This is a sample, is made to pass through a sample. What is taken in the sample here? Aqueous solution of glucose is taken. And when it is made to pass through it, we will find it out is any changes are there in this light, plane of polarized light, that we need to check. So we'll be doing the demonstration here. So plane of polarized light which is made to pass through aqueous solution of glucose. So here you can see a plane of polarized light is made to pass through an aqueous solution of glucose, this which is taken in this sample tube, and what it is observed here, that I am focusing here. Now what it is observed, this plane of polarized light, when it is observed, it get rotated in a clockwise direction. So what is happening here, the plane of polarized light, when it is passed through a aqueous solution of glucose, it rotates the plane of polarized light in clockwise direction. So such compounds are called as dextrarotatory in nature. Therefore, the sample which is taken here, aqueous solution of glucose, rotate the plane of polarized light in a clockwise direction, then it is called as dextrarotatory in nature. Therefore, such sample are called as dextrose. Let us take two different samples here. One is glucose, the other one is fructose. In glucose, when the plane of polarized light is made to pass through the sample, what it is observed? It rotates the plane of polarized light in clockwise direction. Therefore, it is called as dextrarotatory in nature. But the fructose molecule, when the plane of polarized light is made to pass through the sample, what it is observed? It rotates the plane of polarized light in anti-clockwise direction. Such nature is called as levorotatory. So once again I am telling here, optical nature, there are two cases here. If it rotates the plane of polarized light in clockwise direction, then it is called as dextrarotatory, and if it rotates the plane of polarized light in anti-clockwise direction, that is levorotatory. Let us see the optical isomerism here. Glyceraldehyde and plus glyceraldehyde and minus glyceraldehyde. Here, if it rotates the plane of polarized in clockwise direction, then the substance or the sample is called as dextrarotatory, which is represented by plus sign. And if it rotates the plane of polarized light in anti-clockwise direction, then it is represented by negative. So plus represent dextrarotatory and minus sign represent levorotatory. So whenever we are keeping plus or minus sign with the name of a compound, optically active compound, it shows either, if it is plus, then it shows dextrarotatory nature. If it is negative, it shows levorotatory nature. And these are actually isomers. And what we called these isomer, enantiomers are the name given here. And they shows mirror, their mirror images. You can see these are the mirror images of each other. Such isomerism is called as optical isomerism. And we'll be going to in detail we'll be discussing about optical isomerism in organic. So that is enantiomers. Here also plus and minus sign are there. Plus shows dextrarotatory nature, minus shows levorotatory nature. Now when you compare the structure of glucose, in a glucose, when you compare with glyceraldehyde, here this carbon atom, OH is on the right side, then it is called as D form. And here also OH is on the right side, therefore it is called as D form. So there are two configuration on the basis of the presence of OH group on the right side, it is called as D, and if OH is present on the left side, then it is called as L. Check here, D and L is not related with the dextrorotatory and levorotatory. Dextrorotatory and levorotatory nature is represented by plus and minus sign. Here D and L forms are the forms which shows the configuration at the fifth carbon of glucose. Let us take the L structure. In L structure, that is L configuration, OH is present. Here the OH is present on the left side. Here OH is present on the left side. Then such a configuration is called as L form. So there are two configuration we have learned here, that is L form and D form. Once again I tell, if the configuration if OH is on the right, then it is called as D form. Is on the right, then it is called D form. If OH is on the left, then it is called as L form. So there are two configurations depending upon the position of OH on the fifth carbon, that is D and L. So let us draw the open structure for glucose, which we have already written. That is 1. Let us write 1, 2. Let us draw the structure for open structure of glucose. I told you, keep a line. The first carbon is aldehyde. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the sixth carbon is CH2OH. 1, 2, 3, third carbon, H is on this position and rest of them are OH. And opposite, on the opposite side, OH, if it is there OH on the right side, H will be here, OH will be here, H here, H here. So this is the open chain structure of glucose. So what we have learned about the glucose have 6 carbon, and all the 6 carbon are linked in chain with one aldehyde group, that is the first carbon, and 4 secondary alcoholic group, and the one is the primary alcoholic. This is the open chain structure of glucose. So we can check the structure of L-glucose and D-glucose. What is the difference in these two structures? I told you there are two forms depending on the configuration of fifth carbon, that is this carbon. You can check. OH is on the, here OH is on which side? That is the left side. Therefore it is an L configuration. Therefore it is called as L configuration. And if OH is on the right side, then it is called as D configuration. So how we can name this one? It is named as D-glucose and L-glucose depending upon the position of OH on the fifth carbon. So this molecule, the open chain structure of glucose, is expected to give positive Schiff's test, but it does not give Schiff's test. Schiff's test is a actually test used for identifying the functional group like aldehyde. Even though the open chain structure of glucose have aldehyde group, but still it does not give Schiff's test. So in the next video, we will be discussing on the another structure of glucose, that is closed structure, that is cyclic structure of glucose. So what we have discussed in this, we have discussed on the open chain structure. The closed structure or the cyclic structure will be explained in the next video, which is given by the details have been given by Walter and Haworth. Okay, so thank you everyone.